Hi, welcome back to 3 Shots In. I'm Jess.
I'm Jake, and joining us today is a very, very special guest.
Lyle.
It's Lyle.
Hey.
And this is episode 31.
He had to pump extra oxygen for that one. Thanks, man.
Did?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, this is episode 31, where the topic is BAM.
Bam.
Yeah.
A couple of us were more enthusiastic about that topic. One of us wasn't.
It's stupid. Bam? Really?
Lyle did not care for it.
There's so many things you talk about with BAM.
So many things.
It's not a word. It's not a thing.
It is a word, actually.
It is a word. It's in the dictionary.
It's a definable word. It's in the dictionary.
Merriam-Webster said that BAM is a word.
If Lyle really had a bachelor's degree, he would know that.
You could have gone with mountain, boat, ocean. You give me bam.
Lyle was displeased because his limited education did not afford him the knowledge that would make the topic of BAM an easy one.
No. But it's okay. It's okay. I believe he pulled through.
He did.
So
I think so.
We're good to go. Not joining us today is I don't know, some piece of shit.
We don't have to bring it up because we never actually announced he was going to be on.
We did. He's probably just wheezing away,
climbing up hills somewhere
in his bed, slinging crank to middle schoolers.
That he's not here. I was dreading having to share airspace with him.
That's Hanso. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, it was.
I will miss him. Miss his presence. His gruff voice that makes him sound way older than he actually is.
Yeah, homie sounds like he's 72.
I know.
He sounds like he was in Vietnam.
Yes.
Anyway, who definitely wasn't in Vietnam, our patrons.
Thank you, patrons.
Thanks, guys. You're so wonderful and amazing.
You're fantastic. We appreciate you. We love you.
Shots tonight?
We took shots. You and I.
We took shots.
We took shots of cucumber and jalapeno infused 1800 tequila.
Yes, a premium tequila with a poor people's infusion. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. It was okay. I didn't hate it.
Just taking shots of it, not great.
I didn't hate it though. I hate a lot of things. Right. I didn't hate this.
No, it wasn't like taking shots of whiskey, which is what Lyle took a shot of. Jameson.
Yeah.
Jameson is the one whiskey that I can just chug out of the bottle.
Irish whiskey, Jameson specifically. It's a good whiskey.
I would have, just like you did. I just put the blanket on Irish whiskey. But we've had a terrible Irish whiskey. That was you, Conor McGregor.
Proper 12 was garbage.
Is ass. How dare you sell that on the shelves?
Proper 12. But we also just took straight shots of it. And I think at this point, you guys have all gathered that Jake and I don't enjoy alcohol at all. We actually just like getting drunk.
No, we just like being drunk. The process of getting there is always rough.
So take that, for what it's worth.
But that's not what we're drinking tonight. We got vodka. Our glasses are damn near empty, but we mixed some aqua fresca, the Jamaican, what was it? Hibiscus. Jamaican in name, but Mexican in brand. I bought it at Aldi. Oh.
It was like $2 a bag.
Talking about BAM tonight.
Lyle, what are you drinking? Alcoholic or not?
Diet Coke and water.
Nice. So you're hydrated,
Not really.
but you're also having a little fun.
I read not 5-6 days ago that alcoholics will drink Diet Coke and that helps them not drink alcohol, specifically because when they drink Diet Coke, it reminds them of just a terribly mixed beverage.
But Lyle doesn't drink.
Okay, well, that was just a fun fact. Yeah. What the shit, Jess? I wasn't calling Lyle a fucking alcoholic.
No. My question was
Hanzo.
not whether or not you were correct. My question was whether or not you were relevant. Sounds like you weren't.
I was relevant because I was talking about Diet Coke, which was just brought up.
Yeah, but you started talking about alcoholics.
Yes.
The only alcoholic here is you. Do you drink diet beverages?
Oh my God. Let's end this. And no, I don't drink diet. I drink zeros. Okay.
Oh,
far different.
Ultra diet.
Far different. Coke Zero, Sprite Zero, zeros. Great. I don't drink diets.
Good.
I tried Coke Zero. I could not because I'm a Coca-Cola addict, guys. But when I went to the doctor last time, my doctor was not happy with my
cholesterol.
A1C. my A1C, like diabetes shit.
Your blood
I
pressure?
was like, no, my blood pressure's fine. Everything was fine except my A1C, my blood sugar. And so I've been on, I finally got off of sugary drinks, and somehow I didn't die from it. So I tried Coke Zero first, and I'm like, oh, this is garbage. But I really like Diet Coke, so I hope I can make it stick.
Terry loves Diet Coke. And we got to get you on an episode at some point with Dad, because
yeah, definitely.
My dad was addicted. I think it was at least once
Pepsi.
a week. It was not just sugary sodas. He was having like an extra large vanilla milkshake.
Oh, no, that wasn't once a week. He was allowed once a week by his wife, yet he still managed to squeeze in 3 to 5 a week. Let's not try to paint him in this beautiful light. He's an animal.
I wasn't trying to. I just didn't have all the information.
Jessica, it is the first wheel spin. Can you summon Lyle into your forearm and give the wheel a spin?
I will.
Wow, Jessica, your forearm got way larger, and not like in the muscular way.
Yeah, I'm in there. I can feel it. I can feel the power of her hoof.
I don't have any hoofs.
She does. She has 4 hooves. Anyway, all right. Your gang name. So you have a gang, and the name is BAM, B-A-M. What do the letters stand for? And there is a subtext to this, not badass motherfuckers, because that's too easy.
Okay.
BAM.
I mean,
your gang is called BAM, but obviously the letters stand for something.
Right. Okay. Well, first person to think of their answer first, go ahead and call it out. I'm having some trouble. Badass motherfuckers was going to be the thing I said. It's what I thought of first. Although there is no F, so maybe not.
Motherfucker is actually one word.
I know, but
There is
people say BAMF.
They say BAMF, but that's because they're retarded. So
Is that why?
yeah.
Okay.
Man, I can't. Jesus.
My gang. I got it. My gang. The bloodthirsty androgynous males.
Androgynous.
Yeah.
You're not male.
But some people could get confused that I am because of the amount of hair.
This is true.
Right.
This is true.
I don't joke the way that normal females do.
If she pulls her hair all the way back and puts on like a trucker hat,
Yeah.
you would be confused.
Right. Yeah. No, the facial hair, the lack of facial hair, I should say, is the only thing that gives me away. My face is very clean and hairless.
Okay.
Everything else, unfortunately, is not. So bloodthirsty androgynous males, that's my gang. Obvious trannies are coming at you, committing crimes. That's my gang. And I'm their leader, of course.
What if my gang is called the Big Ass Muff? Because we're like chubby chasers.
Oh, big ass
We just go
muff.
after
It's
big ass
indicative.
muff.
It's indicative of what you're after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're chubby chasers or something. That's all I can come up with.
Are chubby ladies notoriously the ones with the most muff? Is that what we're saying?
I got to come up with something else. That was terrible.
Okay. Well, I got mine.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the Bay Area machismos. And now
Are you involved in those?
yes, yeah, I'm the leader of the Bay Area machismos. And now I know it sounds like we're only recruiting Mexicans. We're not. Anyone in the Bay Area that identifies as straight is welcome in the Bay Area machismos.
They have to be straight.
They have to be straight.
To be machismo.
That's right.
Okay.
Otherwise, you got to join the BAF. You know what I mean?
What does BAF stand for, Jacob? Go ahead. Say it.
The Bay Area flowers. They love flowers over there
Okay.
in the Bay Area.
Lyle, have you decided? He hasn't. That's what that sound means.
No,
The
the big ass Mississippians. I don't know. I'm close to Mississippi. Yeah, the big ass Mississippians, just a bunch of fat country boys.
That's nice.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
What a fun gang.
I don't know if that'd be a gang. We just sit around and play banjo.
I was saying, like, what do you guys do? How do you make your money as a gang?
Meth.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely meth.
If you were
They clearly
so
don't use
inclined.
meth because they're all fat. They're big ass Mississippians.
Yeah.
Their asses are large.
Yeah. If they did meth, that ass would go away.
The methamphetamine usually wouldn't allow for that.
No.
I see.
Well, we just manufacture. We don't take it.
See, I love that. They don't use their own supply. That's respectable.
That makes sense to me.
I love that. I do.
Okay.
Y'all give me the worst wheel spins. It's like every episode I listen to, I got an answer for every wheel spin. But this one, what a struggle.
Struggles.
When you're
those
put on-
come. Look, when you give a Southerner an acronym, they're scared at first. Secondly, they really don't. They can't piece it together. So
Because of the
I'm
letters?
trying to think of something that's not racist.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we answered it very well.
we did.
I think we did a good job.
No. The bionic arm musicians, because we all take one of our arms, we have it cut off, we get a robotic arm put on, and we all specialize in a certain musical instrument.
And yours would be the guitar?
No, he's the harmonica because he can be sitting down the whole time.
Well, you can sit down with a guitar.
Oh, I mean, prove me wrong, sir.
He plays the guitar.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So fuck you.
All right. And now, Jacob, you're the first to go, I think,
Yes, I am. With Bam.
with Bam.
And boy, do we got a doozy.
You
Okay.
have a doozy?
Yes. Now, there's a lot of information here, and I only went with this because I knew there would be so much information that your little brain couldn't really process all of it so quickly.
My
and
brain
I'd be
is normal sized. We have the same size brain.
No, of course. And I knew I'd be able to get through the whole story in time and everything would be fine.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Topic is Bam.
It is.
My story is entitled Run, Bambi, Run.
All
okay?
right.
Now we're going to be talking about Laurencia Ann Bembenek, okay? Better known as Bambi, all right? Now she was born August of 1958 in Milwaukee. I think that's in Wisconsin. I'm not positive on that.
Yes.
My mind is telling me yes. She graduated high school in 1976 and attended the Bryant and Stratton College in Virginia Beach, Virginia, where she earned an associate's in fashion merchandising management.
Merchandising management in fashion?
Yes, an associate's. Okay. Fashion merchandising management. Now, she worked in retail, okay, but she modeled part-time. And she was actually featured as Miss March in the 1978 Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company calendar.
Brewing company?
Yes.
What company is that?
Don't worry about it because she was Miss March in 1978. That's what you should be concerned about.
Got it.
Now, in March of 1980, she did the only thing that she could do with her degree and her former modeling experience. She began training at the Academy for the Milwaukee Police Department. We're going to hit a lot of stereotypes, okay?
Okay. Good for her.
So while in the Academy, okay, she became friends with her trainer, Judy Zess.
Zest.
Zess.
Oh.
Now, unfortunately, Zess was fired in May that year
Oh, no.
for smoking marijuana. Unacceptable.
Deplorable.
Very, very much deplorable.
Enjoy hell.
And also, unfortunately, in August that year, Bambi, she got in trouble for filing a false report.
No.
And she was fired from the police department in Milwaukee. Now, I know what you're thinking. She began the academy in March. She was fired in August.
That's a shame.
That's not very long.
No, it's not.
So after being fired, Bambi was pretty pissed. And
I would be too.
she was under the impression that she was targeted for being fired because plenty of other white male, mind you, she was a white female, but white males did all sorts of things and they weren't fired. They were strict on her because she was a woman.
I see.
So maybe she's right, maybe she's wrong. But once she was fired, she just came upon all sorts of scandalous photos
Oh, no.
of several Milwaukee Police Department officers,
Whoa.
including a photo of Officer Fred Schultz He was dancing nude on a picnic table in Gordon Park.
That's no good.
No. Eventually, later down the line, because of this photo, she must have liked what she saw in that photo. You know, maybe Mr. Schultz, Officer Schultz, had some game going on, some schmeat between his legs, because they would eventually be married.
Oh, I see.
But regardless, she used the photos to file a discrimination report with the MPD's internal affairs, and she claimed that she was fired for a small offense because she's a woman. Maybe she's right, maybe she's wrong. I don't know.
Only a jury could tell.
That's right. But during this time, when she was fired, post-fired, she worked as a waitress at the Playboy Club in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
Okay.
This is when Bambi would meet Schultz, a 13-year veteran for the Milwaukee Police Department. He had 2 sons, and he was freshly divorced. He got divorced in November of 1980, and she wanted him.
Sounds like he was ripe for the plucking.
Oh, he was. And they were married in January of 1981. 2 months after his divorce was finalized, he was remarried. They shared an apartment with, remember Judy Jess?
I do remember her.
Her and her boyfriend. They shared an apartment together, all 4 of them.
Judy Jess and her boyfriend?
That's right. He'll come into the story later. You don't need to worry about that now.
Okay.
So May 28th, 1981, Officer Schultz's.
1981.
1981. So
I wouldn't be born for another 10 years.
I know.
Lyle was entering his 40s by that time.
Lyle was applying for Social Security pretty soon after this.
You're only 6 hours away, need I remind you? I can be there and back before sunup.
He's joking. Go ahead.
He would miss his medication. Anyway, in May of 1981, Officer Schultz's ex-wife, Christine Schultz, was murdered in her home.
This is a murder story?
Yes. Ooh. We're talking about murder, bitch. Yeah. So she was shot point blank from a 38 caliber handgun. Okay.
A what?
38 caliber handgun.
Okay.
Typically a revolver, but they didn't specify. She was gagged, blindfolded, and her hands were bound with rope.
That sounds very similar to your Brazil story. The fashion designer. Do you have zero recollection of that?
No recollection of that.
Talissa Nunez Dorado.
How do you know that?
Because I edited the episode.
I mean, okay. I think I did too.
Fine.
I just don't. Okay.
All right. No, you're
anyway, Mrs. Schultz, her sons found her face down in her bed, covered in blood, 7 and 11 years old. The oldest boy saw what he described as a masked man in a green army jacket and black shoes with a long reddish ponytail leaving the home.
A reddish ponytail?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Fred Schultz, Officer Fred Schultz, stated that he was on duty at the time of the murder. Obviously, he was suspect number 1. He had just divorced from his wife about 8 months earlier.
He was her boyfriend at the time?
Nope.
Is that someone else?
That's Bambi.
Oh.
Bambi was married to him at this time.
That's what... Oh, okay.
His ex-wife, Christine Schultz.
My bad.
Yes, you should really keep up with the story. Take notes if you need to.
Okay.
But ballistics showed that it was, in fact, Schultz's off-duty handgun that was used in the killing. So investigators immediately looked at Bambi. Now, Bambi had no solid alibi. She was home alone. The murder took place at about 2:30 in the morning. Made sense to be home.
Yeah.
She was home alone in her apartment where the off-duty handgun was stored and where an illegally oh my God.
Are you trying to say illegally obtained?
Illegally obtained key to Christine Schultz's house was stored. This was an illegally... There's no way I did that like 4 times. This was an illegally obtained house key that Officer Schultz got from his oldest son. He borrowed his keys, made a copy, you know, things that you do so that you can enter your ex-wife's home whenever you want.
Normal things.
Bambi was arrested in June of 1981. Now, she went to trial because she had claimed innocence. She pled not guilty. And during her trial, the prosecution presented a very, very strong case against her. One of their biggest pieces of evidence was that hair found at the crime scene matched a hairbrush in Bambi's apartment. So hair at the crime scene, her hairbrush, looks pretty bad. And plus, we'll get into more reasons as to why.
Okay.
But through this, the 11-year-old son that saw the killer said that it was not Bambi because he saw a man and he did not see a woman.
Okay.
But that didn't matter because the prosecution had better witnesses than a little 11-year-old boy.
All right.
They had a witness that testified that Bambi had spoken often about killing Christine so that her husband would stop paying alimony.
Oh.
Yes. Another witness claimed that Bambi had approached him and offered to pay him for murdering Christine.
Whoa.
Yes, things are not looking good. And in her apartment, they found that Bambi did in fact own a green army jacket, black boots, and there was a wig found in the apartment's plumbing system that matched fibers that were found at the scene.
The plumbing?
Now,
meaning she flushed it?
I forgot this important information. She's blonde as fuck.
Okay.
And the boy saw a red ponytail. So it was a red wig.
Okay.
Things aren't looking great. Yes, flushed. It was found in the drainage pipe of their plumbing.
So it's clear it's fairly clear. Whoever did this flushed a wig.
Yes.
Okay.
And they even questioned a local boutique owner who testified that yes, Bambi had purchased a similar wig shortly before the murder took place.
So this is fairly cut and dry.
Oh my God, so cut and dry. And which is why in March of 1982, Bambi was found guilty of first-degree murder, and she was sentenced to life in prison. Now, June of 1983, so a little over a year later, Bambi filed for divorce from Officer Schultz.
Okay.
And the reasoning is because she received a letter because Officer Schultz told her that he was now living with a 19-year-old in Florida and that the marriage was over.
Ah, that'll do it.
By the way, I did the math. Fred Schultz would have been about 38 to 40 when he moved in with 19-year-old in Florida.
Ah.
Yeah.
Not a great look.
And then maybe she has some daddy issues.
She could have.
Maybe Lyle can find one of them.
Maybe.
I've been looking.
Anyway, this is the point where they both turned on each other. Now, Schultz had defended Bambi the entire time, saying she was innocent, but now he stopped. And he started saying that Bambi was, quote, guilty as sin.
Interesting.
Yes.
It's a complete 180.
And Bambi now believed that Schultz had, in fact, hired someone to kill Christine and that he had pinned the murder on her. Yes. Bambi files for 3 appeals on her sentencing and her case and whatnot. They all ended up failing. None of them went through. But there's a lot of information in those. She cited police errors in handling key witnesses, including Judy Zess. Now, Judy Zess, her roommate and former friend, testified against her
Whoa.
in court.
Okay.
But Zess had, in fact, recanted her testimony and stated that it was made under duress. Police forced her to say these words.
Or at least pressured her.
Yes. Now, Bambi believed that she was singled out by the Milwaukee Police Department for her role as a key witness in a federal investigation in police corruption in their department. Remember when the whole thing went into internal affairs?
Yes.
It queued up a whole investigation, and she was one of the key witnesses. So the Milwaukee Police Department now hates her, and that's why.
That's pretty typical.
She was found guilty. And she believed that her husband had hired a man named Freddie Horenberger
Whoa.
to kill Christine.
Horenberger. That's an unfortunate
And I know
last
this
name.
is coming out of the dark, but it's really not. Because Judy Zess's ex-boyfriend was Freddie Horenberger.
Oh, no.
That's right. And he was
boy.
known to wear disguises.
Oh, he was just known to wear them?
He would wear disguises when he did crime.
Oh.
Yes.
Crime related specifically.
Yes. In fact, just a couple of weeks before the murder ever took place, Freddie Horenberger wore a disguise, and he broke into Judy Zess's apartment.
His own girlfriend's apartment?
His ex-girlfriend now.
Oh.
And he robbed her.
That's not awesome.
No, but he was found guilty of that, and he went to jail.
Okay.
And in jail, Horenberger had boasted to his cellmates that he, in fact, did kill Christine.
No.
Yes, but publicly he denied this.
But in private, he accepted and boasted about it.
He boasted, yes. Now, if you recall, when we go back to the hair and how that was like their big connection.
Yeah.
So the medical examiner that concluded that Bambi's hair was found at the scene was later double checked by a hair analyst who ended up writing a letter to the judicial board stating that no blonde or red hairs were found at the crime scene. In fact, only brown hairs were found, and they seem to have matched the victim.
Okay.
How you could match the hairs found at the scene to the hairbrush in Bambi's apartment, she has no idea. Then, with Bambi's apartment, the plumbing shared a drainage pipe with the apartment next door. Remember, the wig was found in the drainage pipe.
Yes.
A woman testified that lived in the apartment next door, and she said that Judy Zess had asked to use her restroom, and after she did, the plumbing was clogged.
Oh no.
Things are looking weird. But
So she couldn't have taken an enormous dump. It must have been the
she must
wig.
have flushed a wig.
Okay.
Anyway, these were all stated in her appeals. They went nowhere. Okay. And so she, she's still in prison. And she actually met and became engaged to Dominic Gugliotto.
Googly.
Gugliotto. It was her cellmate's brother. And in July of 1990, Bambi escaped prison.
No.
That's right. This is where Lyle may have heard this story. This is when it went so national. It was crazy.
Okay.
She escaped through a laundry room window at the prison, met Gugliotto, who was waiting in his truck, and they drove away.
Whoa.
They ended up fleeing. We know now, not at the time, that they fled to Thunder Bay, Ontario, which is in Canada.
I know where Ontario is, but
Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, Jess, you thought Belarus was a city.
you didn't think it was even that, I thought.
A city-state.
That's what I thought it was.
That's what it is.
You thought it was a city. You thought it was the capital of somewhere.
I'm just happy you've heard of Ontario.
Thanks, Lyle.
You're welcome. Continue, please.
Okay. So the couple they got found. Hey, stop sewing me. So they were found and arrested in October of 1990 after being spotted by a woman who had just watched America's Most Top Wanted.
America's Most Top Wanted.
Yeah,
America's Most Wanted.
sure.
Most Top Wanted.
I don't know. I don't give a fuck about these 90s television shows. Anyway, Gugliotto was immediately deported back to the United States, where he was sentenced to 1 year in prison.
That's not a lot.
No. That's a very, very kind sentence. Bambi. She sought refugee status in Canada. She claimed that she was being persecuted by a conspiracy between the Milwaukee Police Department and the Wisconsin judicial system.
Huh. That's a big accusation. Big if true.
And the Canadians believed her.
Oh.
That's right. Canadian officials required from the United States that signed statements would be given saying that things would happen in a certain way. They wanted a judicial review to be conducted before they would even think about sending Bambi back to the United States.
Okay.
The judicial review didn't find any crimes committed by police or prosecutors, but they found, quote, 7 major blunders by police that ended up winning Bambi the right to a new trial.
Okay.
Okay. So she willingly left Canada. They would have kept her for longer. She willingly left and went back to the United States.
For a trial.
For a trial. Now, she didn't want to risk a second conviction after she was given the sweet, sweet deal that she was. So Bambi pled no contest to second-degree murder, was sentenced to 20 years that was commuted to time served, and she was released from custody 3 hours after the hearing.
What was her sentence?
She had a life sentence before.
Okay, but her time served wasn't 20 years.
It was just over 10 years that she served. So she was on parole.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, over the next 20 years, Bambi did a lot. She moved to Washington State. She wrote 3 books.
Books about?
Like autobiographies and like her being a victim of Milwaukee and shit. She held on to her innocence the whole time. She became an alcoholic to soothe her PTSD, and she remarried.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. April of 2008, she filed a petition with the Supreme Court to reverse the second-degree murder charge. Now, before that, she had actually applied with the state of Wisconsin to reverse her charges because of all of the fraudulent shit that went down.
Okay.
And they said, no, you pled no contest. We cannot and will not change anything.
I mean,
So she said, okay. And like I said, April 2008, she filed with the Supreme Court. Now, her attorney pointed out in his arguments evidence held out of court, kind of like the evidence that male DNA was found at the scene and that there was evidence of sexual assault on Christine.
whoa, that wasn't talked about before.
All of that was held out of court because that would not have made it look like it was
her.
Bambi that did the crime. Anyway, the appeal was denied and Bambi died in hospice with liver and kidney failure in November of 2010.
Wow. That's the end of the story? You just put your notebook down.
I did. That's it. That's the end.
That sucks.
That's amazing. No, that's great. That's a real ending.
Yeah.
Realistic, sure, but unsatisfying.
There are one
Either
of
way.
two ways that this whole thing went down. Either she's in fact a murderer, almost got away with it kind of, or she was innocent this entire time.
Yeah.
And got fucked over by so many fucking people that hated her because she accused the Milwaukee Police Department of dirty shit.
Which is very realistic.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know. They made all sorts of movies about her and shit.
Terrible.
Because all sorts of people think that she was a fucking liar
Yeah.
and that she made up all this extra shit to try to make her look more innocent.
Yeah.
All sorts of people think that she was innocent from the get. When she was on the lam, right, when she escaped prison, the reason why I called my story Run, Bambi, Run is that was the headline everywhere, was Run, Bambi, Run. They even made T-shirts.
What?
Yes, because the people of Wisconsin and Milwaukee specifically were like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Go run. Live your life because you got fucked by our shitty police
People were
department.
so confident. You don't think that was like government manipulated?
Maybe. I don't know, Jessica.
The T-shirts, I mean.
I wasn't born back then. I wasn't alive
sure.
in the 80s. Lyle, what do you think?
Man, age jokes aside, 1981, I would not have been conscious of that kind of thing.
Why? Were you high on crack?
I was in the first grade, fucker.
Yeah. So that makes me think that there must have been some kind of manipulation in the media to make the public against her.
The public was with her.
So that's what the T-shirts were about?
Run, Bambi, Run was run away, you innocent Bambi. You are being persecuted.
Okay. I don't know. The way you phrased it, it made it sound like it was sarcasm.
I mean, I'm sure most people who bought it in sarcasm. That's hilarious.
Okay. Anyway. Wow.
Anyway, that's it.
Very interesting.
Yeah. It's a wild story.
It definitely makes it seem like she wasn't 100% guilty.
All of the legitimate evidence pointed that she was not the one that did it.
Yeah.
But all the evidence they provided in court showed that she did it.
And she's the only one who accused the police outwardly. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Of corruption. Mm-hmm. And I left out a thing I didn't think was that important. Her dad used to work for the Milwaukee Police Department, but he actually quit. And the reason why he quit was he said that place was filled with nothing but corrupted pieces of shit.
That's pretty relevant.
Yeah. They probably hated her entire family.
Wow.
I got one thing about that story I just can't get my mind off of.
Okay.
The pictures that she found of the other cop's wiener in 1978 is the funniest fucking thing. I wish y'all could go find what pictures looked like in 1978, how washed out they looked. And I'm just trying to picture this dude with pubic hair up to his tits and with that 1978 photo development technique that they had back then. And that just tickles me to death.
What would a late 70s dick pic look like?
He's, like I said, he's probably got this gigantic pubic plumage, tufted, wet and moist, matted down, and it just goes halfway up his stomach.
Yeah.
He's got that 70s hair with a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
I always pictured him with a mustache.
Yeah, he's got a plaid shirt on, but he's naked from the bottom down.
Mm-hmm.
The shirt's too tight for his stomach.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking about this too much. You should edit this out, really.
We should recreate it.
That's all I could think about, because I remember pictures of me from 1978, and I'm like, HD was not a thing back then by any stretch of the imagination.
Nor was lower, like below the belly button grooming.
Yeah, and see, you had to take your cameras to a photo development place back then.
Yeah.
Someone else was going to
somebody
see it.
saw your dick. Yeah, the person developing your photo absolutely saw your dick.
And that,
unless you're using.
It's a cop, so they're cheap. They went to Costco and they had their photos.
They didn't know back then. I don't even think
Walmart.
in the 70s it was that. Yeah.
Yeah, Walmart would have done it in '78.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I know that's a strange takeaway that I had, but I just can't get past what that photo must have looked like. How awful.
Well, he must have been packing some schmeat because she married him.
It's just like a blur of bush. There's no intelligible anything inside it.
Half the length is buried under bush.
Half?
He
must have been hung.
You just see the tip.
Yeah. I mean, she saw 4 inches sticking out, so she knew that there was another 4 under there.
Well, okay. It's time for the break.
Yeah.
No, I do got to piss. We got to make another drink. And
Lyle, refill your Diet Coke. We're going to refill our drinks. We'll all...
I'm going to pour one more shot.
Be right back.
Be right back.
All right.
Come in.
Oh, you didn't say goodnight.
I will soon. Go
Say
on.
goodnight.
Goodbye.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to be such a great dad.
I'm so excited for you. What a magical time.
Was it you that sent me the video?
Which one?
Or I might have sent it to you. I don't know.
I have sent you several videos.
It was the mom I thought I would be. She said, I'm a cool mom. There's no rules here. Like, I'm like most typical moms, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And it was like the mom I actually am. And it was Dwight. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules.
If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be me.
That's me.
If she don't learn her rules early, she'll pay.
You say that. But I think you'll end up caught up in the same loop as Dad, where you just don't have the heart to be hard on a girl like you would a dude.
What do you mean?
Dad wasn't as hard on me and Justine as he was you. I think you'll feel the same way when push comes to shove.
Well, push won't come to shove.
You sure?
Because my daughter will be perfect in all ways. She won't be like you, horse.
She probably will be. She'll be like just unrealistically hairy, probably.
Doubtful.
I just don't think so.
What are you going to name her?
Go on.
Okay, fine. We're naming her Hansa.
What?
He's naming her Jenny
Yeah, her name's Jenny.
after Dani's mom who passed away.
Oh, I like that name.
It's a good name.
Yeah. Jenny Lila.
Lila.
That's after you, Big Man. Because you won't be around long enough for her to meet you, probably.
Yeah, probably not.
I'll be gone just 30 seconds.
Terry, she won't listen to you. You have to call her.
I'm not a horse, so you don't have to make those sounds.
It worked, though.
It didn't. You didn't make those sounds. You did. Bam.
Gosh, bam. It's technically a word, although some don't think it is.
Some people here involved in this conversation.
When I get a package from somebody, I just say bam out of excitement.
You're just so excited you say bam.
Yeah.
He just bams all in his jeans.
You know what makes me bam in my jeans?
What?
Our sponsors. That's right. Tilted Tinker, Woodcraft and Wizardry. We'd like to thank Tilted Tinker, Woodcraft and Wizardry. They are a company that makes woodcraft products.
Like plaques with all sorts of hilarious sayings and coasters with sarcastic twists.
All of that dry humor is mixed in with Dungeons and Dragons accessories like dice towers, dice dungeons, and DM screens.
Everything is made here in the USA.
Yes, a family-owned business. They use American wood in American hands.
Nice.
They personally create all of their merchandise.
Yes, they are close friends of ours, but that's the most that we'll say. It could be anyone, but they're fantastic.
They are fantastic, and it really could be anyone at all. We own many of their products.
That's true. All of them are of great quality.
the greatest. You can visit their website at tiltedtinker.com. Reach out to them at info@tiltedtinker.com. They are Tilted Tinker on all their social medias.
That's Tilted, Tinker. You should go and buy something from their website because they're awesome.
And they love us, just like we love you.
You ever start drinking on a, Friday, Saturday night,
All the time.
right? You're drinking, you're a little drunk, you're a little tipsy, you're buzzing, you're feeling great, and then bam, you wake up the next day with a fucking hangover.
Ouch. I hate that.
Hate it.
Yeah.
You know what would have been so much easier?
What?
Is just to slap, bam, Party Patch right on your arm.
I love Party Patch. They prevent all of my hangovers and fulfill all of my hangover needs.
It is the perfect sticker. You stick it on your arm, and just like a nicotine patch, pumping that nicotine straight into your little nicotine addicted body, it is pumping vitamins into your system so that you don't ever get a hangover.
Oh, yes.
If you would like some party patches, just go to 3shotsin.com and click that link to Party Patch, and boom, you're good to go.
Hey, Jacob.
Yeah.
When you get a new bottle of liquor, isn't it so great when you get to pour it out into a glass or something?
That first pour makes me want to pour more.
Well, I have news for you. Good news.
Hit me.
You can, if you so choose, apply for a subscription to Pour More.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it allows you to pour more liquor. Specifically, you get a new bottle of liquor, probably a bottle of liquor you've never tried, and you get to just pour it. Fucking pour it as much as you want.
You can just fucking pour as much of it as you want in your glass. Thanks, Pour More. It sounds like a liquor subscription service that you just get a new bottle of liquor delivered to your door every single month. It's wonderful. Jessica, what kind of liquors do they have?
Whiskey, bourbon, scotch, tequila, mezcal.
Whoa. I'm going to get a subscription to Pour More right now.
You should do that. You should go to 3shotsin.com and click our link so that Pour More knows that we sent you.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess that was the break, and we're done. It was very, very
It was refreshing.
refreshing
I feel great.
break. I'm going to spin the wheel, the second BAM wheel. Here we
Do
go.
it.
Bam! You've been splashed by radioactive toxic splooge. What useless power do you wake up with?
A useless power.
A useless one.
I can
Oh, I got mine.
turn on and turn off technology with my mind.
That's not useless.
I'm a universal remote.
That's not useless.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. You can do like domestic terrorist shit for like money.
You could spend $20 and have the same power. I'm not talking
no.
about like terroristic power.
You said you can turn on and turn off technology, period. That means you could walk into Times Square and call Coca-Cola and be like, I'll shut down your shit unless you Venmo me $1,000 right now.
Just the big screen.
So?
It's not like it affects their business.
It does, because that costs them like $1 million a day.
That's what I choose.
That's not a useless power.
I disagree.
You could walk into a hospital and kill like thousands of people.
Okay,
by just shutting off the electricity.
What's your useless power?
I know exactly when popcorn is ready to be done in the microwave.
Do you burn your popcorn?
No, I'm just saying.
You're an adult. You should not need this power.
I don't need to listen. I don't need to do anything. I grab the bag of popcorn, I hold it to my ear, and boom, I know to set the microwave for 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And that will make the perfect bag of popcorn. Maybe you got a small microwave. Maybe the wattage isn't really up to where it should be.
Maybe.
And I know that you need 3 minutes and 11 seconds in that microwave to pop that bag of popcorns perfectly.
Lyle, what is your useless power?
With the power of my mind, I can reset all the clocks in the house after a power outage.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Fuck, that's way more useful than the popcorn thing. Damn. Because that means he
I don't
can
even
do
have
it
to get up out of the chair.
whenever it's like daylight saving. He can just like boom, and they're all set.
Yep.
Yep.
Fuck, no, that's way better.
It saves an inconvenience.
Honestly, dude, with that power, you could have a government job right now.
It only works for the clocks in my house, nobody else's.
It's got to be useless. Remember you made that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yours isn't useless.
I could unclog any toilet with my mind.
And your mouth?
Nope, just my mind.
You just look at it and it unclogs?
Yeah.
Okay.
All I have to do is be close to it and close my eyes and like press my finger to my temple.
Yeah, like you're
and
like,
boom, no more clog.
you just Professor Xavier those clogs away.
Yes.
Okay. I like those powers. I'm regretting the popcorn one.
Here, I've got one for you. All you have to do is close your eyes and focus, and you can know exactly the moment when someone should change their tampon.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh, I would love that so much more.
Because, it's not always 8 hours.
Dude, I would just sit at a restaurant and just, close my eyes and then just like walk up to him and be like, 3:45.
Excuse me, ma'am. It's time. You know what I mean?
I hope you've got a replacement.
You're 30 minutes late.
You're at risk for toxic shock.
Now, does this only work for devil fingers or angel wings also?
I'm not sure what you mean.
What does that mean?
Maxi pads or tampons? Is it both or just one?
No, it's tampons only. I think pads are gross.
So
Okay, so just the devil fingers. All
with
right.
the devil fingers, that is where the risk lies. That is where you're at risk for toxic shock. So that's what I had in mind. People who use pads alone, they're on their own.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I loved that superpower. That's awesome. Oh my God. I would use that every day. Dude, I'd make a living. Hell yeah, I'd make a living.
Why would you make a living? People would pay you for this?
I'd be like a telehealth doctor, Hey, I've had this tampon in. Should I take it out? And I'd be like, yes.
Well, okay.
Yeah, $15 a pop.
Wow, that's expensive.
It's pricey.
Maybe you could save $15 by just being on top of the time.
We do take insurance. Your copay's $25. That's the joke. We don't take insurance. This isn't funny. I don't know why I'm like...
It's really silly to me. I'm tickled.
You wouldn't take Medicaid either because anybody on Medicaid is going to be too old to have periods.
But that's the only insurance you accept.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I loved that.
I love that power.
That was a good question.
It's a good one. Okay, well, we're done. The wheel has been satiated.
That means it's your turn, Lyle.
Lyle, it is you. So when you heard the word BAM, what did you think?
My first was, are you fucking kidding me? BAM is not a word.
Lyle was very upset at the topic choice.
Lyle has never heard of Merriam nor Webster.
It is a word.
Well, mine will be kind of short. I'll try to flesh it out as much as possible.
Okay, Lyle will be delivering his story Hanzo style. Short.
All right, horses and gentlemen.
Wow. Real nice.
Can I tell my story, please?
Please do.
All right. Well, let's put on our doublets and our hosiery because we're going back to the medieval period. All right.
Great.
Early medieval period. Some might even call it the age of antiquity. We're going to go England, northeast corner of England, right near the border of Scotland. All right.
Okay.
We got a wooden fort that was built up there in the early 5th century by the Celtic Britons. I don't know why they wanted to put a fort there. I'm sure they had some reason. Slowly but surely, it became a stone castle that they named after the village that it was next to. The village name Bamberg.
Ah, that is where Bam comes in.
Yep. So the original, after the Britons, you had some these pesky Anglo-Saxons moved over from the mainland and started, controlling England, acting like they owned the place. Back then, England was like just a bunch of different kingdoms.
Right.
And, at this time, in the 6th century, Bamberg Castle was controlled by the kings of Northumbria. And But for, I don't know, a couple hundred years, ownership of the castle kept going back and forth between the native Britons and the Anglo-Saxons. They're always fighting each other. Well, you had a group of fellas in 993 AD who came in and put a stop to all that fighting.
Wait.
Those were the Vikings.
993, so like less than 1000 AD.
Right, 993 AD. The Vikings came over and put a stop to all that infighting and just basically started slaughtering everybody who got in their way. And they took Bamberg Castle. So everything was all well and good with the Vikings for a little while, and then wouldn't you know it, you got another guy who comes strutting up onto the English shore whose name was William the Conqueror.
We've heard of it
Yeah. Yep. And, well, he went ahead and just took Bamberg Castle and damn near the rest of England while he was at it. And he said, you know what, there ain't going to be any more kings of Northumbria. You're all my subjects. I'm the damn king of England now. To hell with you. So he took that castle and he gave it to one of his buddies who was with him, Geoffrey de Mowbray, one of his soldiers. And so basically the Mowbray family controlled the castle for up until the 12th century. And then the Mowbrays got too big for their britches, and then you had kings, you remember Richard the Lionheart and his brother John. You probably heard of him from Robin Hood, stuff like that. They all owned the castle. And that's about the way it was up until about the year 1464. I don't know if you ever heard of the Wars of the Roses. Probably the first civil war of England.
I knew it. You're giving us backstory behind the creation of Game of Thrones.
No, it does kind of sound like it, but at this time, well, the Wars of the Roses it was the same family fighting over the throne, though. Yeah, you had one side was the Lancasters, other side of the family was Yorks, and they were fighting each other. And the king at the time was a Lancaster, and he had a cousin, the Earl of Warwick, who came to Bamberg Castle and blasted the shit out of it, honestly. And Bamberg Castle was actually the first English castle in history to be the victim of artillery fire. Ooh. And after that, it was pretty much just assigned to local governors. And then for hundreds of years, it was just, local families and governors who controlled the castle. It fell into disrepair a bunch of times, but it finally got fully restored in the 20th century. One little interesting thing, have y'all watched The Last Kingdom with Uhtred?
Yeah, I watched maybe a season or two.
Well, Uhtred's home was Bamberg Castle.
Okay.
So, but that's the physical history of Bamberg Castle. But anything in England that's old and English is going to have ghosts, right?
Oh, fuck.
Well, they got
where this is going?
It's leading up to ghosts.
Well, yeah. I had to give it some creepy vibe. Nobody wants just a freaking history lesson. There's got to be something interesting.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was kind of curious. You said they were victim to the first artillery. Was that catapults?
No, actually, they did have rudimentary cannonballs at this time in 1464. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. You were on a roll. I didn't want to, disrupt you.
Oh, please interrupt me whenever. But right now, there's a family called the Armstrongs. They actually bought the castle back in the early 1900s for £60,000. I don't know how much that would be today, but it still sounds like a steal for a whole freaking castle.
Yeah, the Armstrongs, like Lance and
what
Neil.
What year?
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, these are British Armstrongs.
What year was it?
What? Early 1900s. They bought it and restored it, and now they give tours. But they do have a couple of ghosts there, and the most famous ghost of Bamberg Castle is the person they call the Pink Lady of Bamberg Castle. And I happen to have her story.
The
Pink Lady. Yeah.
I've heard of her.
Sounds hot.
Have you?
I have.
I don't know, should I deepen my voice for this story or
Yes.
try to sound sexy?
Yes. And slow down your speech as if you were a drunk Hanzo.
Okay, all right, I'll do it like Hanzo. At some stage in Bamberg's eventful history, the flesh and blood incarnation of this forlorn wraith was a Northumbrian princess. Her father disapproved of a boy she was in love with and sent the unfortunate suitor overseas for 7 years. The father forbade the couple to exchange messages and hoped that his daughter's passion would cool, but the girl just became more and more depressed. In a last attempt to persuade his daughter to give up her love, this Northumbrian king told her that spies had discovered the boy had married someone else. To cheer the girl up after this news, the king asked the castle seamstress to make a fine dress in his daughter's favorite color, pink. The distraught girl donned the garment, climbed the stairway to the highest battlements, and flung herself to death on the rocks below. Shortly afterward, her lover returned from exile, unmarried, and was heartbroken by the news of what had happened. Legend does not record what fate befell him. Every 7 years, the princess's mournful revenant, clothed in a dress of shimmering pink, wanders the corridor of the oldest section of the castle before gliding down the rocky path that leads to the beach. Here she stands upon the pale gold sands, gazing out to sea, forever awaiting the return of her lost love.
That was perfect.
And people, and people do.
Let us applaud you.
And people do claim to see the Pink Lady of Bamberg Castle to this day. They have tours of Bamberg and show you, different spots where they've seen her and whatnot. I really wish they'd set up webcams in that castle like they do. There's a haunted library in Massachusetts where they have a webcam set up overnight, and you can ghost hunt via webcam. I wish they would do that with Bamberg Castle, but that's the story of Bamberg. Really old castle, a lot of history, and a lot of ghosts.
I did have the time while you were talking to very quickly find the conversion for early 1900s to today, the difference then and now between 60,000 pounds.
Sure.
Yeah, what is it? 60,000
pounds monetarily in the early 1900s today would be equivalent to 9,674,268 pounds.
That's still a deal to me. You're getting a frickin' castle.
It's a whole keep.
I mean, but think about it.
Keep in mind the maintenance required.
Because I was like, even today, if you wanted to buy a castle, you could for less than $2 million. You could buy and own a castle with all the land, all the shit. But usually it comes with the stipulation. I was saying usually it comes with the stipulations that you must keep it in repair, which costs tens of thousands a week.
Because of how large it is, there's a lot of maintenance involved, and that's why it seems like a steal, but maybe not so much.
Yeah, and when the Armstrongs bought it, it was in ruins. They spent a lot. If you ever look at pictures on the internet of the inside of Bamberg, they must have spent a goddamn fortune rebuilding this thing. It is beautiful.
Oh, I'm going to have to look up pictures.
Yeah. I guess they filmed part of this last Indiana Jones movie in Bamberg Castle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, The Dial of Destiny.
Yeah. That's, it's
too bad that I'll never watch it because it's probably awful.
I don't know.
I don't care, man. Indiana Jones was my childhood hero, and you could put Indiana Jones on a lump of shit, and I'm still going to tell you it's the best thing I've ever seen.
Lyle, did you watch
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Did you watch The Crystal Skull? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you like it?
If I could get a version with what's his face edited out of the movie, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I hate him. I won't say what I think of him. You'll have to bleep it out. But
it would definitely
he ruined the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, he ruined the movie. But if If you take him out of the movie, I really, really liked it.
See, I wanted to watch it because I love Cate Blanchett. She's such a great actress. And
She was cool.
I love
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, me too.
It was cool. They brought back Indiana Jones. They brought back the initial love interest.
The brunette.
Like they brought her back. You know, they both aged, but they both aged very well.
Right.
Cate Blanchett's hot as shit and also is like a neo-Nazi.
Karen Allen, not Cate Blanchett.
What?
Karen Allen was probably the actress who played the original love interest from Temple.
Oh, no, I'm
not
saying
Temple of
Cate
Doom,
Blanchett
from,
was like the main bad guy, the villain.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, Marion Ravenwood was his first girlfriend from the first movie, and she was played by Karen Allen.
And he allegedly knocked her up back at the first movie and had Shia LaBeouf.
That's the
Right,
whole
yeah.
plot.
Yeah, it's really bad. That whole part of the story, and then the last 20 minutes, awful.
Because that's when he shelters from a nuclear explosion.
Oh no, that was mid-tier. That was mid-movie. We ignore that happened as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I thought that was the best part. That was the opening scene where he went to Area 51. I was like, holy shit, hell yeah.
So silly.
Yeah, and
he got a 1920s refrigerator and a nuke went off and he was sent miles away and then climbed out oh God, good thing I survived that.
Well, he's Indiana Jones, damn it. He survives.
So the new one, is it out yet?
Oh, it's out.
Yeah,
it's
out.
Probably streaming somewhere by now.
Have
Honestly,
you seen it
it's
yet, Lyle?
probably on Disney Plus.
It was in theaters 3 weeks ago, and I told myself, go see it. And I just, too much shit happened with power outages and my ceiling falling apart because the leak.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't get to see it, but I'm going to try to see it first chance I get.
That's at least one benefit COVID brought to everybody, is that now you can rent pretty much everything you want, even if
is that a movie is in theaters 1 week and streamable the next week.
Yeah. I want some surround sound, I miss getting to see the movie theater experience. I love it.
We just got to watch the newest Mission Impossible in theaters. What was it? It was
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yeah, Mission Impossible 7.
By the way, was very surprised to see a movie where Tom Cruise's age was definitely showing.
It's hit him. It's definitely hit him the last 3 to 4 years. It's starting to catch up.
Yeah.
He's managed to escape it for far too long.
Cannot sacrifice enough children to keep up with that kind of
because
time.
homie looked 31 in Top Gun Maverick.
And then, not so much.
Yeah, I was going to say, COVID probably dried up the adrenochrome flow into Hollywood.
There wasn't a lot of baby blood for Tom Cruise to cover his face in.
Not near enough.
So it is an unfortunate occurrence. By the way, completely off topic, but kind of sort of also on topic. Top Gun Maverick was awesome.
I
highly recommend it.
I never watched the first Top Gun.
It was so cool.
What the?
We watched it in theaters, and I will tell you the surround sound made a big difference. You feel every bit of that movie. It was a lot of fun.
But you had nothing but shit to talk about Val Kilmer after that.
Oh, he looked like shit. Oh, he looked awful.
Throat cancer, Jake.
Bro, he looked so bad. They had to write in that his character had throat cancer.
But he did in real life, I thought.
Still, so bad.
Wow.
He looked awful. They shouldn't have even pulled him into the movie. They should not have done that.
It would not have been Top Gun without him.
Yeah, what a beautiful experience it must have been for him in his possible last few years. Jacob?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't necessarily care in the slightest. So they should have done without him.
You're just heartless. I mean, who do you get this from? Your mom, your dad, or Satan?
Probably Satan.
Okay.
How about option D? All of the above. So in your face,
just
Lyle.
A cruel, heartless man. Little man, might I add.
Average man. Okay.
How tall are you, Jake?
How tall are you, Lyle?
I'm 6'1".
Yeah, me too.
No, you're not.
Okay.
You short piece of shit.
I am 5'10".
Oh, that's precious.
Okay, fucker. You want to pull out a measuring tape? I am 5'10" and 3/4, but I feel like it's a pussy move to say that or say 5'11", so I just say 5'10".
Terry's 5'11".
Oh, I know he is. That motherfucker's been saying he's 6 foot forever, and I'm like, motherfucker, we're the same height.
I know, he rounds up.
It's impossible.
Well, see, Terry used to be 6'2", but when he caught that grenade in Afghanistan, they had to remove a couple vertebrae from his back. That's not his fault. He's still 6'2" in spirit.
Yeah, he couldn't have done anything about that. The iron lung doesn't allow for him to be stretched to his full length.
Exactly. Thank you.
Of course.
But Jake does not have that excuse.
No.
He's just tiny.
I am above average in height.
You're just baby-sized.
Some might call him dainty.
I do.
No one calls me dainty.
Does he have elegant, uncalloused hands?
Yes.
That's because I've worked white collar my whole life.
To give you frame of reference, when Jacob says, "Hey, let's go to lunch about it," he means let's go to Panera Bread.
I don't like going to Panera Bread.
Yes, you do.
Maybe for like pickup, just no one eats there. That's lame.
Where do you go to eat it?
Home? The office? I don't know. You pick up Panera Bread. You don't eat at Panera Bread.
What do you order?
It's embarrassing.
What do you order from Panera?
I don't know. Maybe you get like a sandwich or like a panini. You know,
just a little panini.
Maybe you get like an herbal tea, iced, of course, to take with you.
Because if it's too hot, it burns.
No one asked you, and everyone hates you.
Okay.
You're unloved. Okay, I just want you to know that before we continue.
I appreciate your opinion and value it. Thank you, Jacob.
Okay. I don't need this like I'm some third grader who's mad because my science experiment didn't win. Okay. I don't need this.
That's not what I said.
I don't need it.
Jacob, you're lashing out. I feel like what you need is for me to move on to my stories.
Who are you to know if I'm lashing out?
It just sounds like maybe you're projecting your own problems onto something that has nothing.
Your voice has raised in pitch, Jacob, like you're agitated.
Yeah. I am not agitated. Jess is simply stomping her hooves and making agitation sounds.
I haven't stomped or been agitated at all. I've just been sitting here. Wow. You know what? Let's move on. It's my turn for my story. And it's very interesting.
We're talking about what?
Bam.
Bam.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll stop beating the dead horse and just get on with this.
I would appreciate it.
Okay.
Don't appreciate it, Lyle. She hates you.
No, I'm aware.
I don't hate Lyle.
You do, you evil witch.
I'm not a witch at all.
No?
I'm a normal person who's human and does no black magic whatsoever.
Only witches can turn from human to horse.
Whatever.
Try to defend that one, Jess.
No need. I will not dignify it with a response.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so the topic.
So,
It is Bam.
Stop sewing.
I'm not offended. I don't know why you are, Jacob.
Because he comes at me.
all right, I'm going to be quiet.
He tweets me and I'm not even there.
The topic was Bam. I decided to talk about the Big Bam. You may know him as Babe Ruth.
Oh.
That's correct.
I didn't know it was called the Big Bam.
Yeah, that is one of his 23 different nicknames.
I've heard of Bambino.
That's one of the 23 as well.
But I've never heard of the Big Bam.
That's another one of the 23.
Okay.
There's a lot of them, is all I mean.
So that's a lot. 23 names?
23 nicknames,
It's a lot of names.
It is.
Go on.
Anyway, Babe Ruth, if you didn't know, was an American professional baseball player. He played in the major league for 22 years. He began with the Boston Red Sox, made a name for himself with the New York Yankees, considered by many to be the greatest baseball player of all time. That's probably how you guys know him. He was one of the first 5 players entered into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was the greatest of all time in like the fucking 30s or some shit.
Well, that makes a difference.
The game has changed.
Of course. But
He
that's
couldn't compete in today's
around
game.
the time when it started.
Just saying.
When it started, he was a star. He made a huge difference. He was well known for crushing homers, but he was lesser known for crushing puss.
Oh,
Oh, God.
That's right.
he had a wife.
Yeah, he did. Within a few months of moving to Boston, he did marry his first wife, Helen Woodford. But after he was traded off to the Yankees and moved to New York, the two soon separated, reportedly as a result of Ruth's constant affairs.
Uh-oh.
So many cheating instances. According to one story, Ruth brought a girl back to a hotel room he shared on the road with a teammate. And the next morning, his roommate asked how many times he and this woman had actually did the deed. His response was only, quote, "Count the cigars. There were 7. That's right. Yeah. 7 times in a night, Jacob.
In a night?
One night.
Okay.
The Sultan of Swat bedded an endless parade of women.
Sultan of SWAT?
That was one of his 23 nicknames. Yes, Jacob.
Okay.
Regularly, he visited whorehouses, and he considered his swinger off the field as much of an asset as his swinger he used on the field. I'm talking about the bat he swung and also his penis.
I was like, where's his dong?
We got it, Jess. We got it.
I'm just making sure. Routinely, Babe Ruth held wild parties, jammed packed with young, eligible beauties. He held them in hotels on the road. During one of these, the Babe climbed atop a piano and bellowed at the women, quote, "Okay, girls, anyone who does not want to be fucked now can leave." They did, but some didn't.
I was like, who left?
The ones who didn't want to be fucked did leave, but some of them did stay, and they did get fucked, Jacob.
All of them?
Yeah. Apparently, the Babe had no preference when it came to women. Ruth just simply loved women. All of them. Tall, short, fat, thin, beautiful bombshells, ugly rejects, socialites, film starlets, secretaries, and of course, hookers. Those were his favorite.
They knew how to work a bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also required much less time, if you know what I mean. Per a former...
I don't know what you mean.
Well, they didn't require money outside of the day they decided to meet, meaning they didn't need to be taken out on dates. No courting required.
Okay. Got it.
He was a busy guy. Per a former Red Sox teammate, Ruth would, quote, "stick his thing into anything that had hair on it."
Oh?
Unfortunately for some husbands out there, that included things that were married.
Or like their own buttholes?
No.
No.
No,
Or
silly goose.
Jessica's face?
My face does have hair on it. I would have been Babe Ruth's type. That's true.
Yeah.
In 1921, Babe Ruth was chased through a crowded train by the wife of a Louisiana politician who brandished a butcher knife after she found out that she was not his only one. Yes, on a separate occasion, a man with a revolver chased a nearly naked Ruth out of a hotel in Detroit. Unfortunately for him, past a bunch of reporters after he caught him with his wife.
That's a bummer.
I know. Fans were touched when the Babe shared in his interviews that his favorite place to attend in St. Louis was, quote, "the house of the Good Shepherd."
That sounds like a church.
It does sound like a church, and they were touched by that. Little did they know that the house of the Good Shepherd was a brothel in St. Louis. In fact, it was the very brothel in which, according to at least one of his roommates during his career, Ping Bodie, 2 nights in a row, he managed to go through all of the girls at this brothel. Most brothels at that time, by the way, had a dozen women on staff at any given time. That's 24 women in 2 days.
That's a lot of vagina.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of busting.
That's a grand slam right there.
I agree. I think
I couldn't bust 24 times in 48 hours.
I don't think you could either.
I think I'd break.
Probably. But the Babe, the great Bambino, the Big Bam, he did not.
Okay.
I think it's pretty clear. The mauling mastodon.
Is that another one?
It is.
Okay.
Had a way with the ladies. And as it turns out, he still does.
He is dead.
Yes, he has since passed away. But the Colossus of Clout is rumored to have had sexual, paranormal encounters with other celebrities in spirit form.
He ghost fucks?
Hell yeah. Number 1 on the list, on my list anyway, Kesha.
Babe Ruth ghost fucked Kesha?
In an interview with Conan O'Brien, Conan asked questions about Kesha's history of breaking into the homes of other celebrities. She confirmed this to be true, recalling meeting Prince for the first time after sneaking into his home through a hole in his fence. She also described breaking into the former Boston home of baseball legend Babe Ruth to conduct a seance.
Okay.
Quote, she said, quote, "He just started caressing me like this, and she demonstrated. Right. It was a sexy time. It wasn't like sex. You might say Kesha got to second base with the Sultan of SWAT."
Okay.
Next on the list, Coco Austin.
I don't know who that is.
I will tell you. In an interview on TV's Naughty But Nice, swimwear/lingerie model, and wife of rapper Ice-T for 21 years, Coco Austin shared an unwelcome ghostly encounter she'd supposedly had with the Great Bambino in his former beach house in Treasure Island, Florida. Quote, "I was watching TV, sitting on the couch at 11 a.m., and I was wearing a nightie, and I felt my dress move up my leg. I looked down and got freaked out. I pushed it down, watched TV, felt it again, and I could see it being pulled up, and then I felt a guy breathing into my ear."
Oh.
Whoa. Luckily, she later reported that eventually the experience stopped. It wasn't welcome, after all.
Of course.
Coco missed her chance with the Maharaja of MASH.
How did she know it was Babe Ruth and not the Invisible Man?
Hello, it was in his former beach house in Treasure Island, Florida.
Oh, his beach house. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes. So
The
obviously,
Maharaja of MASH.
obviously it was the Maharaja of MASH. Next on the list, Lucy Liu.
No, Lucy.
While promoting Charlie's Angels in 1999, Lucy Liu was staying at NYC's historic Ansonia Hotel, at the time, a place visited often and even lived in, for a time, by Babe Ruth. She told Us Weekly that she'd been taking a nap on a couch in her hotel room when, quote, "some sort of spirit came down from God knows where and made love to me. It was sheer bliss. I felt everything. I climaxed, and then he floated away."
What?
That's right. After inquiring about the room she'd been staying in, hotel staff informed Lucy the room had once been occupied by Babe Ruth, and that certain members of staff had also encountered him there.
Oh my God, he's fucking bitches, even in the grave.
Mm-hmm. You might say Lucy made it all the way to home plate with the behemoth of Bust.
The what?
The behemoth of Bust.
The behemoth of Bust.
That's correct.
Okay.
Next on the list, Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh, hot.
Anna Nicole Smith, during an interview with FHM, was asked what her kinkiest sexcapade was. She proceeded to share a thrilling paranormal encounter she had in the 90s during a stay at NYC's historic Ansonia Hotel.
Was she in the same room?
Who can tell? Quote,
Someone.
"He would crawl up my leg and have sex with me at night. I used to think it was my boyfriend, and one day I woke up and it wasn't. It was like a spirit, and it, went up," she said, miming a ghost flying from her bedsheets. "I was freaked out about it, but then I was like, well, you know what? He's never hurt me, and he just gave me some amazing sex, so I have no problem." That's right. What? Anna Nicole got the grand slam from the Wazzer of Wham.
What the fuck?
Stop it. All right.
But I hear you. How can we possibly know for sure that any of the spirits in these stories were the spirit of Babe Ruth? None are more clear than the next and last story. Next on the list is anonymous. Listed on a ghost experience website was the following experience. Quote, "I need an answer. A couple of nights ago, perhaps a few, I decided to take a cat nap around noon. I fell asleep all right for maybe about 10 minutes when I felt weird. I had a feeling like I was not alone in my bed. I don't recall much between the time and what happened next, or how long it took. What I can recall is this feeling like I was being held up off my bed by my wrists. I then felt my body being touched and fondled, but not in a harmful or forceful way. Then I heard a whisper, I swing big. With everything I've got, I hit big or I miss big. I was not scared, but I remember that my eyes were rolled back hard and then my back was arched up very high. Jacob.
This is ridiculous.
I then remembered running away, but not being able to leave my bedroom. I tried screaming, but nothing came out. From behind me, all I heard was a faint whisper. Don't let the fear of striking out hold you back. So I went back in bed, and it was this time I felt like I was having sex, but I wasn't scared. He left no bruises, no scratches on my body. I only recall seeing the figure of a man, but I couldn't actually see him, only a shadow. But again, he didn't scare me. But I do know that he was totally in control. He whispered, legends never die, into my ear before he finished and disappeared.
Don't do it.
I have never had this happen before. Has anyone else experienced this? I was staying at the Ansonia Hotel. I made all of this up.
What?
Yeah, I got some of his background and sexual history. After he died, I made up all the celebrity experiences.
You piece of shit.
You're such a fucking shit. All of it? Even the anonymous one?
Yes.
Did you make up the nicknames?
No, those were true.
So wait. So there was no Grand Slam with the Mastodon of Muff or Mash?
The Maharaja of MASH. And the, what was it? The Mastodon, the Mauling Mastodon.
You had something of Bust or something.
The Behemoth of Bust. Yes. Those were real nicknames of his. Also, every experience I said was an experience the celebrity said they had. It just wasn't with Babe Ruth. It had nothing to do with him.
Okay.
But you believed it for a second, right?
I didn't believe the last one. That was too corny.
Well, see, that was by design. I thought that by the anonymous send-in, you guys would know that all of them were fake.
No,
You believed all of them up until the last one.
I hate you. I haven't done one of those in a long time where I make up a fucking story just to goof you.
It was my turn. And I have some pictures for you here of Babe Ruth with some of the women who revered him. Just go ahead and scroll. The last one's the best one. Keep going.
Okay, we got Babe
Describe
Ruth
what
and
you
some
see.
chick. We got Babe Ruth kissing some chick next to her mother, probably.
Mm-hmm.
We got Babe Ruth surrounded by chicks. Mm-hmm. And we got Babe Ruth holding the world's largest bat while a handful of women are
ogling him.
Ogling and gawking.
Yes. The bat is probably representative of something else. I won't say what.
You're retarded. How dare you?
I'm so let down.
How
Why?
dare you?
Because he didn't rape a bunch of celebrities? Is that why?
They liked it. Was it really rape?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, a little bit.
Oh, it's not a human. It was a spirit. I mean, I don't know if that's still rape.
That's why Kesha and not Lucy Liu. That's why Kesha and Anna Nicole Smith didn't care about it. Because they weren't hurt, and at the end of the day, it wasn't, being touched by an actual person.
Yeah.
But Anna Nicole Smith, according to her experience lasted many nights. And she thought for many nights it was her boyfriend. This actually happened, by the way.
So you're saying you pulled stories of celebrities that said they had sex with ghosts.
I did.
And you just plugged in the Bambino.
I did. The Maharaja of MASH.
My God, that was...
The Behemoth of Bust.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, that's gonna be my new title for everything.
Anyway, the images of the Sultan of SWAT, the Big Bam, those will be on our social media for you guys to see. All of them. The one of just himself, including the one where he's surrounded by doting women holding a bat that is longer than even his body.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. You're welcome.
I hated you for that.
You were entertained.
I still hate you.
Why? Because you fell for it?
I will forever hate you. And by forever, I mean until next week when I forget that the story ever happened. God damn it.
I'm going to spin the wheel.
Okay, go. I'm still mad and I hate you.
I'm sure you'll forgive me at some point.
Bam. You're hit by the absolute ugliest car and die. What car is going to be in the headlines next to your name?
I don't know cars, so
PT Cruiser.
Oh,
that's a good one, actually.
Yeah, that was easy. PT Cruiser all fucking day.
a PT. That is good.
You know what? I think mine would be, I forget what it is now. Never mind.
Okay. This one is just because I fucking hate that they slaughtered my beautiful little girl like this. The H3 Hummer.
They slaughtered your beautiful little girl?
Yeah. The H1,
Yeah.
glorious. The H2,
Yeah.
less glorious, but still beautiful. The H3, oh my God, absolutely fucking disgusting.
No,
It is pretty awful.
now I want to see it.
They slaughtered her in front of your eyes and you had no idea. Look up Hummer H1.
Okay.
Images, beautiful.
It's so boxy.
A wonderful vehicle.
It is very pretty. It's so masculine.
Okay.
Okay.
Now H2.
H1 is straight up military. It's just awesome looking.
Oh, hell yeah. The
Ooh.
H2 was made for the public,
It's much less boxy.
but still okay.
Yes.
Still drivable.
It's a little more rounded out, but okay. It's kind of like if the H1 got a dad bod.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's got a little belly on it.
Yeah, like he left the military and kind of pudged out some.
He had some kids.
Now the H3. This motherfucker had surgery.
Oh my God.
It's horrendous. I hate it.
Yeah, I know. I got it. It's chubby.
And somehow smaller.
It's so soft.
Yeah.
It looks like a Range Rover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does actually.
It's the H3 Hummer for me. Fuck you for making the H3 Hummer. They tried to have a comeback of the H1, but it really didn't sell because it was really expensive. And, you know, its tires are basically on each lane as you're driving. So, you know,
Yeah.
that wasn't chill for a lot of people.
So I don't give a shit about cars. Any car, really. If it gets me from point A to point B, it's a good car to me. As long as it actually lasts a long time and doesn't require a lot of maintenance. And
I
I'm
don't
good.
see any subtext in this wheel of really shit opinions. I just see name the absolute ugliest car that you're hit by and then kills you.
I know, but the ugliest.
We have an H3 Hummer. We have a PT Cruiser. What else we got?
I just can't think of an ugly one. All I can think is of one
The
I'm tired.
Nissan Cube.
The one I'm tired of seeing.
Nissan Cube is really bad.
Yeah.
Now I need to see it. Anyway, the one I'm tired of seeing, it's a sports car. And I actually thought it looked okay when I wasn't seeing it everywhere. But now I see it on every street, every drive, all the time. It's a sports car. I just don't remember what kind of car it is.
Okay.
I don't know. Mustangs have gotten pretty popular again.
You hate Mustangs, Lyle?
No. I'm saying Mustangs have gotten popular, so maybe she's talking about a Mustang.
No, it's not that. It's definitely not that. It's a Dodge, I think.
Challenger.
It might be a Challenger, yeah.
I love those.
I'm just so tired of seeing it. It's
Challengers
everywhere.
and Chargers are solid vehicles. Not anymore.
Yeah.
The new ones are going to be all electric and they have fake exhaust sounds.
This toaster is fucking ugly as hell.
The
You guys
Nissan
were
Cube
right.
is a rough vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hideous.
It is child. They somehow took the Scion XD and made it even fucking uglier.
Something tells me with as big as Jess is, she'd do more damage to the Cube than the Cube would do to her.
That's very unkind, Lyle. And I don't appreciate it.
Well, I apologize.
No, you don't. Fuck you. So Dodge Challengers, let me see. Dodge Challengers or Chargers. One of them I always thought was a good looking car.
I want to say Dodge Challengers are beautiful.
But then all I saw was this car all the time, everywhere. And I'm so sick of seeing it. I feel like that's the thing that's going to kill me. If a car has to be the one that kills me. No, it's the Charger. The Challenger, I mean.
The Challenger?
Yeah.
The Challenger. So
You're
in
crazy.
Tyler, I
I'd
don't
love to have
know.
it.
I think it's beautiful, but I'm so sick of seeing it. These Tyler teenagers with their parents who have money are getting, their parents are buying them the Challenger and they're putting these LED lights in the rim. And I'm just so sick of seeing it at this point. I just know that one of those stupid teenagers in their Challenger is going to be the thing that kills me.
You see, what you should have said was a lifted 2001 Ford Ranger.
It's got to be a Ford.
I was like, because the 2001 lifted Ford Ranger is really hot in the new generation.
The LEDs in the wheel well.
Oh my God. Look it up.
Ford Ranger.
Lifted.
Lifted.
It's got to be lifted, and it's got to be one of the old ones.
Is that
That's a new one.
okay?
So we're talking like a 1991.
Like the kind of truck that you would expect for someone to be a serial killer in.
I'm just thinking about how far the Rangers go back.
They go back a ways, and those are very
This?
Yes.
This is 98.
Okay. That's what they drive. They drive with the front lifted above, higher than the rear tires, and they call it, chopper style. And they have LEDs everywhere, and they suck penises on the side.
Yeah, no, it's so strange to me, the culture here. I have never in my life seen so many teenage boys driving around in, it is more so the lifted Ford trucks than it is the Challengers. With the LEDs in the wheel well every time.
Yeah. I asked Lyle earlier before we were recording what kind of car he drives.
Yeah.
And he drives an F-150.
Oh, okay.
And I asked him if he drinks Monsters and fucks girls that are in high school, because that's what men who drive F-150s do.
What did he say?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
so the stereotype is true. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Monster energy drinks and really...
He's one of those people who puts the fake balls on his hitch in the back.
Yeah.
I got a big sticker of Calvin pissing on a Chevy logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The no fear sticker on the windshield.
Right.
And he only fucks really very, very mature for their age high school girls.
Right.
Yeah.
18, maybe 19. Maybe. Is that
I'm
too
mature
old?
16. Some of these 16-year-olds pass.
Yeah.
It depends on what state you're in, too.
the
It's perfectly legal.
The technically legals.
Right.
That's who.
Right. Well,
It's the technically part that makes me safe.
yeah.
And he does, in fact, take their allowance money for gas.
We learned just a few episodes ago that in Utah, if you're legally married, at least you can fuck a 14-year-old. So,
Well,
if you drive your F-150 all the way to Utah,
I'm not doing anything else.
the girl of your dreams could be waiting there.
14. I turned 14 in the 8th grade. Mm-hmm. I was my freshman year of high school. I started as 14.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, on a quick little bam underage sex note, we are going to end this episode.
Yes.
That ended badly.
Poorly. Let's watch our grammar there, Lyle.
Poorly. I apologize.
Badly is how a 14-year-old would say it.
Oh, there you go.
If you like what you heard, please like, rate, subscribe, and share this podcast. You can share it with anyone who likes 14-year-olds.
Anyone who lives in Utah.
Maybe anyone who drives an H3 Hummer, even though they're disgusting.
You could visit our website at 3shotsin.com and find our links there that will lead you to Party Patch. From there, you can type in our promo code, get 10% off your order. You can also find a link to pourmore.com.
Yeah. And you can get a liquor subscription. Mm-hmm. It's super awesome. You should totally do it. You can also find our PayPal. That's our single time donation. Just toss us a hundy, maybe two.
Something casual.
Whatever. Just something super cool.
You can also find a link to our Patreon. It's great.
It's awesome. The next topic, Jessica, is...
The next topic. Well, I guess we can decide it right here and right now.
Lyle decides.
Lyle, choose our next topic.
A keyword.
Blarg.
What?
Blarg.
No, you have to choose something with an actual definition, which is what we did.
That's fucking bullshit.
No, it isn't. That's what we did. That's what you have to do.
Okay. Man, you put me on the spot here.
Don't worry. When we edit it, it will sound like you're
electric.
Oh, okay.
Okay, say that one more time while Jess is not interrupting you.
Electric.
Oh, electric. Okay.
That's
okay.
a fantastic word that does have a definition.
It does, in fact, have a definition.
Just like Bam does.
No, not Bam.
Bam does have a definition, though.
That's a stupid ass word.
But it is
and
weird.
I got stuck with it.
A stupid ass word for our stupid ass friend. Thank you for joining us, Lyle.
You're not welcome, and I never want to do this again.
We'll see you soon, man. We'll have you on in no time.
We love you,
Great.
Lyle.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Okay.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You feed her some oats so that she'll calm down?